Hey guys, welcome back to the Agent Carter reviews. I'm going to be reviewing episode 2, so let's get started. So in this episode, we open to a very interesting radio show, in regards to Captain America and the missions that he went on. These missions are very stylized and again portray women in this very stereotypical manner. Like they're the damsels in distress, and they portray Peggy as a damsel. And as we know in the reality of this fictional universe, Peggy is very, very different from the damsel in distress. And she seems to sort of resent these radio shows, despite these radio shows actually being sort of a bit of hope for people, in terms of everything. So, just giving you guys a bit of a recap on the previous episode and this episode. After an explosion at the Roxxon Corporation from last episode, Peggy sort of continues to investigate Leviathan, and as she explores and as she begins to find out about these things, Peggy sort of finds out that there is a bit of conflict between Roxxon and Stark Industries, and there's more about the Leviathan organization than meets the eye. Peggy basically interacts with the villain of the previous 2 episodes, called Leet Granus, who is revealed to also be working for the Leviathan organization. And it's basically revealed that the Leviathan is after something. You guys will have to excuse me, I haven't watched the episodes in a very, very long time. And Peggy, and on a side story note, Peggy is also struggling with bonding with people. A friend of hers called Angie asks her to move in with her, and in the last episode, Peggy's last roommate got killed, and I should also actually go back to mention that Peggy's last roommate, when in the previous episode, was so good and you could really feel the emotion that character was feeling, which really goes on to explain why Peggy is so closed off from people. And this episode was good. It was really, really entertaining, and not, I can't say that any of the episodes were ever quite as good as episode 1. But this story, but episode 2 really did try and continue on with the ball rolling. And I think, sort of in regards to this episode, we get, like, small details about things that were going on. So, yeah. And I think, and just an actual thing that I do want to talk about in regards to this episode, or two things I should say. I think the Roxxon really becomes more prominent in this TV show. Roxxon becomes a major thing, whereas in the Iron Man films, Roxxon was never touched upon very much. And I definitely, as I've said in my Iron Man and my Iron Man 2 review, there is just something about Roxxon that is really, really sinister. And that's definitely played up in this episode. That there is definitely some kind of rivalry between Stark Industries and Roxxon. And it's all related to energy, and it's something, as we know from the movies, that Howard Stark really wanted to invest a lot of time in doing. Like Howard never wanted to get into the arms race. He wanted to get into the energy race. And I find that concept really, really interesting. And it's great seeing it in this show being played out. So yeah, all in all, guys, a really, really good episode. There's not really a lot to touch upon in this episode, however.